Do you want to make your son or daughter a doctor? See this video.
Let us imagine the age of the boy after passing out class 12 on an average is 18, 19 or 20. We have picked the average age, which is 19, and the examination that he is going to crack for qualifying as an MBBS student is called NEET UG undergraduate. Now let us imagine at the age of 19, it is an assumed age in years. At the age of 19, the child has got admission into the college, Sarkari college. Of course, he will have to spend 4.5 years time without earning any money. His remuneration at this point in time, whatever we are going to calculate, is called stipend, because it is not the salary he is receiving. He is learning something on hand and he is providing some services on the field, and therefore he has been given an assured amount of honorarium in the form of learning remuneration. Therefore it is called stipend. So he is going to get the stipend, but during 4.5 years his stipend is zero, because actually he is not a doctor. He is learning the trade. Now let us imagine after 4.5 years, we have taken it on a roundabout basis. It comes to 5 years, which is 24 years. Then he will have to do an internship. Every MBBS pass out will have to undergo internship. Now the remuneration that we are going to discuss here varies from state to state. Alright. Now India has got many states. Their capacity of payment is quite different, means they are poor, rich, middle class, etc. I am talking about the states. Naturally, the participation of the state is such that it could vary by some 10,000 here and there. So imagine it that way. I am considering the payment being made in the eastern region. Usually this is the poor part of India. Now after MBBS pass out, the child will have to undergo internship for 1 year. Remember, by now he is an MBBS. Already he is an MBBS pass out. Okay. Now, having passed out this MBBS, simply speaking that he is a doctor, and now he will have to undergo internship for 1 year. Remember, the duration is only 1 year. Because he is already a doctor, therefore during this internship period, he will get a remuneration of around 30,000. This is a very important topic I am discussing. Focus on the money he is going to get, and the age by now he has attained. His age is 25 and he is getting rupees 30,000 per month. Okay, 30,000 INR on per month basis. Now, having got this 30,000 per month basis, where will he possibly do the internship? Question is this. He can do the internship in any place, but usually, or in most of the cases, what happens? His medical college absorbs him, because in India, maximum number of job benefits considerations are done on the basis of network. Now if you have your professors who are actually the doctors uh, looking after the patients in the college, etc., obviously you have good relationship. By 5 years you have developed with the doctor. Usually, again I am talking about the normal cases, means in 90-80% cases, whatever happens, you get the internship in the hospital where you got the entire MBBS course from. So after 1 year you are bekar. There is a pause in your career after 1 year. Till 1 year you will be receiving 30,000 per month. You will be taking care of the patients in the hospital, working for usually 10-12 hours, sometimes even more. Now the point is, you are at this point called the junior doctor, rather junior most doctor. Junior doctor, we often know, this is the term given. You are the junior most doctor. Alright. Your age is 25, you are getting rupees 30,000 per month, but just for 1 year. Just for 1 year. After 1 year, you are bekar, you are unemployed. You are just unemployed. You cannot carry on internship any further. There comes a pause in your career. There is no job, but there is but. Focus on this but. You are a doctor. So long you were not doctors, but now you have got the registration number and you can sign prescriptions. Our journey begins from this point because you have become a doctor. Now usually what happens? You can join a private hospital. There are many private hospitals. Usually kids coming from middle class background prefers this route because they can stay at their town or city. They do not have to live elsewhere. They will get the benefit of looking after their parents, or rather be under the shelter of the parent. They have got a house and all that. So he will join preferably as an RMO. This time he is called resident medical officer, RMO. RMO is a person who is responsible to stay all the while. That's why he is called resident. He is supposed to stay in the hospital because his job is on call at any moment, 24 hours. Normally this fellow will have to stay in the hospital. He is the man who stays whenever people go and meet the patient. I'm talking about the near relatives of patient. Often in our country there is a wrong term given, patient party. Patient party sounds like you are a businessman, you are extracting money from the client and all that. Patient party, what is party? In the clinical manual, established manual, doctors can say this very well. It is termed as near relatives. Now this gentleman, whenever near relatives visit the patient, they will find that somebody comes forward to give them the briefing about the state of the patient. This is called a doctor. Often we know them as doctor. They are RMO. Their payment is very poor, my dear. Only 30,000 per month. Alright, this figure is on an average basis. It could be 20-25 as well. It could be 35 in some cases. However, the only advantage that this private hospital RMO enjoys is he can keep earning some amount of money, at the same time prepare for NEET PG. This is NEET PG. Now after the becoming MBBS doctor, he can crack NEET PG. Have you forgotten? Previously he appeared in NEET UG while he was a class 12 pass boy or girl. NEET UG. After that he will have to again sit for examination, again the same set of rigorous studies, day and night with books and all. He will be, after rigorous studies and competitive examination, this time these are all doctors who are sitting for NEET PG. PG means postgraduate, that was NEET undergraduate. Now they are sitting for NEET PG after rigorous studies and examination. Let us assume some part of them will qualify to study MD or MS. Only thing is, one is medicine, one is surgery. Okay, doctor of medicine, then or doctor of surgery. Both the cases they are doing master's degree. I am coming to this one little later. Now while doing the RMO kind of job, he can prepare because he will have to study and dedicate about 5-6 hours every day, because it is all about study, intensive study. It will be better. Many students prefer to go this route because they will not join any job. If they join any job, then they will possibly lose the possibility of cracking NEET PG, because NEET PG is a tough examination. It has been heard that normally a student will have to study for 15-12 hours per day. Then you will be able to crack NEET PG, the joint entrance examination. Now both the things cannot be undertaken at the same time. Therefore many people prefer to remain unemployed. They do not join any job. They rather go into study mode. They go into study mode and they spend 15 hours, 12 hours per day to prepare for NEET PG joint entrance examination. That is the fact. However, talking about second option, after becoming the doctor, some of the people can take up government job. This time they are called General Duty Medical Officer, GDMO. In the recent past, about a decade I can say rather, it has become very scarce. Government is not taking any, the government job is almost nil. There is no notification, there is nothing. Maybe 3 years, 5 years will pass. Obviously the number of students will pile up. I'm sorry, they are the candidates now. Number of candidates will pile up. It becomes so difficult that getting this one is almost extremely difficult. Means there is no notification, how can we enter into government? So forget about this one. That possibility is rather nil. This possibility has got only one thing: you will be stuck as MBBS. As MBBS, you will be permanently stuck. If you keep doing RMO kind of job, your money will never increase. So this is the route many students will not choose. This is the route they will not choose. I'm talking about why people are skipping this. They had a common route. Now the same hospital where he got the MBBS from, he has got the connections. Usually from the same connection, he can go into house staffship. After internship, he has become a registered medical practitioner, I mean MBBS doctor, with registration on every regulatory seal chappa. So this gentleman now can choose to become a house staff. Remember, it again usually happens in those medical colleges and hospitals where he has been studying and he has got the connections. Now he has become a house staff. Again, house staffship is a temporary job like the internship, but this time it is preferential. This is obligatory. You must do internship, but house staffship you may not get the opportunity. If you are not in the good book of the college authority, they may not choose you. It's a six months job, and this one can be extended up to 2 times, maybe for 1 year or two. You can remain a house staff. While you are working as a house staff, your per month salary is going to be, sorry, stipend, this stipend, the per month stipend is going to be around 35,000. Okay, it could be little more or less. So normally some people go for this. It has got some demand. It has got some demand, only some demand. These are almost nil. Some people can go for it, and they will think about serving in the hospital. Usually these are those people who are very much involved in the student activities, who are very much social, and who maintain a very good coterie among their friends. Remember, we are talking about a time when the fellow is about 25-26 years, and obviously his age is increasing, and he is absorbed into their friends circle, and they prefer house staffship because they will be able to stay together and enjoy the profession. That is the matter. So mostly this is social reason, apart from a little bit of money that they are getting, and probably they want to remain in contact with their professors and other powerful people who will probably provide some kind of tips and all that, because these tips can again backfire to join as the private hospitals, because their seniors usually work as specialists in the private hospitals. So they want to maintain this coterie. Remember, as long as you are in the boat, you have your friends, co-passengers actually, but as soon as you leave it, you will be out of touch. If you are out of touch, you will get the you will lose the opportunity of getting into good private hospital, because these seniors are working as specialists here. So you have to maintain this coterie also, your friends also. So that is the reason why some of the people will still continue house staffship for 1 or 2 years. All right, so this is the fact. With 35,000, it is nothing, a peanut for a 25 years old person who has studied so much. Now most of the people will go for MDMS. Most of the people, they will study hard, as I have just now told you, about 10, 12, 15 hours study, rigorous study, and they will be able to crack this one. After cracking NEET PG, he will have to provide 3 years time in a hospital. Again, another hospital will be assigned to him, and in the hospital he will have to spend 3 years. This time he is a doctor, therefore he is serving the patients also, and he is undergoing the studies also. So this is the time when most of the people, about 90%, I must say 90% people prefer to go this route: study hard, crack NEET PG, become MDMS, spend your 3 years time in the hospital, and appear all the examinations in the academic, and then become an MDMS ultimately. This is the most of the people. Therefore I am drawing from here. Okay, now let us imagine you have become a doctor of medicine or a surgeon of medicine, MD or MS. Plainly speaking, you are a doctor, but master's degree doctor. By now, you have 1 year gap. You have studied. You have become 29 years after all these. You studied here. Then you have become 30 years old. This is very, very important. Your age is also increasing. Remember, the age is very important to understand here. Now you are already a practitioner with a qualification as MD and MS. But pause here. Government has spent his its resources after you, so you have to execute a bond before undertaking this course. before undertaking after cracking NEET PG examination, before you enter into the college and start the academic career, means learning it, studying it, you have to write down a bond. The bond is a financial promise. You are writing down a financial promise in stamp paper, telling the government that, sir, because you are spending your resources upon me to make me educated, I hereby pledge to provide my services compulsorily for 3 years according to your terms. Your terms, this is very much important. Most of the times, after being MD or MS, you will be posted in rural places. गांव में जाके बसना पड़ेगा, ना है लेबोरेटरी, टॉयलेट, वॉशरूम, बाथरूम, कुछ भी कह लो, और खाने पीने का तो कोई भी इंतजाम नहीं है, कहीं से भी जोमेटो वगैरह मंगवा लो. So that was the time when you will be spending under rigorous conditions which you are not prepared with. Most of the students do not like this life. In my career, I have noticed, because every year I have got my students coming out and cracking NEET, UG and becoming doctor. I am in touch with them over 40 years of my teaching career. So I know this is the time when they do not want to go into rural posting. This is the worst place preference for them. However, they will have to execute because they have pledged bond. Let us imagine they are doing the bond job in some place. All right. Now his income, or the stipendary income, or the money, this time he is salaried, because no longer he is he is a student, he is a professional thoroughly. So this time it is his salary, and his salary is around 60,000. It could be little more or less depending on the state, around 60,000, because it is not uniformly 60. It could be 58 in the first year, then 60 in the second year, or 65 in the third year, so on. So around 60,000 per month for 3 years the fellow will keep earning at the age of 30. Okay, now he has become 30 years old. His time has gone, obviously. He has spent the time learning, and then about 30 years when he is an MD or MS. Now after the bond period, which is the tough period for usually people living in middle class situation, he has certain options. What is the option? Again, he can join private hospitals. As MBBS, he joined private hospital as RMO. Now, as MDMS, he can join as a specialist. This time he is not an RMO. Difference in job. RMO will have to stay there. It is rigorous. Almost hospital is your house. Okay, and you can rarely come down to your house and see your parents, your family. But this time he will visit maybe for 2-3 hours, 4-5 hours, and he will conduct the OPD. OPD means outpatient department. OPD is very important here to understand. He is now called a specialist doctor. Outpatient department means he has a chamber in the hospital. Hospital authority has given him chamber. Suppose you have a very bad pain in the stomach, so gastroenterologist. He is the gastroenterologist. For instance, he is sitting at some point in time, and your appointment is booked with him. You will go and meet him. This time he earns around 60,000, or sometimes it may go little up. Okay, he is a specialist. This is one option as MDMS after bond period. Remember, he has spent bond period. Now he is free. Government has no hold or claw on him. Or he can opt for private chamber. He can think about opening his private chamber, but there is a lacuna. This private chamber is also called table practice in the parlance of doctors. As I told you already that I have good connections with them. So in table practice, you have no income, no initial income. Why? Because who knows you in your locality? You are 30 years old, barely grey haired, barely bald, and looking at you, people will not get any confidence. So you will have to put your personal fee very low. Your fee will have to be so low, means you have to maintain a very low fee, so that a few people at least come down to you to show you. So your journey will begin from zero. This part is very arduous. There is a video of mine, go to the playlist, you will see. In that video I talked about a professional who begins with 0 and remains 0 for a substantial period of time, this is the time when most of the people will break down. Number one, they will not go to the chamber, they will not conduct their job properly because they will start complaining, I'm not getting anything, barely one patient or two, they gave me 200 rupees or 100 rupees each, so I have got 200 rupees per day income, how can I sustain? So this is the time maybe you will have to stay for 5 years, even you will have to visit the places of the ailing patients. It becomes very difficult at this point in time because you are doing private chamber, means you have got your own place. This is some place, but some benefit is still there. What is the benefit? The benefit is at this point you can stay put at home. You have got your old parents, you have got your family, you might have married, and you can stay put at home. Family time is possible, family time is also possible in this case, because normally you will stay with your uh, local hospitals, your own hospitals, means in the town that you live in. So these two are the preferred ones from that perspective. This is the only benefit, but the money I have just now spoke about. At this point in time, again a huge number of people, will try to get doctorate. Remember, this one was called Doctor of Medicine, MD. This time they are sitting in NEET, that was NEET UG, that was NEET PG, and then that is NEET SS. They are sitting for NEET SS, again studying day and night for 12-15 hours per day and crack NEET SS. This is again a joint entrance examination at the age of 30. He is studying and working very hard every day, very thick, big books, and he will be able to crack after 15 hours, 12 hours studies NEET SS. After cracking NEET SS, he will join again as a student for DM. This is Doctor of Medicine, this is Doctorate of Medicine, DM. Alright, now he is doing a DM ship. Again arduous 3-year study. Again joining a senior as a senior student in a hospital, and 3 years studying. Again there is a bond period. You will have to write down the bond in the stamp paper that I'll serve for 3 years and all. Again after 3 years you will have to serve in rural areas, but this time semi-urban is possible because you are a very specialist doctor, so you can come down to very good places where the facilities are such and government will post you there. Again this is the times rural areas, urban semi-urban area, people do not like it, but they will have to stay for the bond period. Your payment is around 60-65,000 per month. It is again salary. So after serving the bond period you are free. Now you have become a DM. Now you are a DM. This time you are around 34 years. Look at this age. Your income is 65,000 per month. Your age is 34 years. Compare this. Now you have become a reliable doctor in the field. All the pharmacies, pharmaceuticals, private hospitals, service providers will start honoring you because you are a DM. Already you have acquired good experience over 3 years now, 6-7 years past, internship, house staffship, taking all of them you are about 10 years experience in the hospitals. This is the time when people write down that I am a ex doctor of X hospital, a very big hospital's name is given in the prescription, because this is the time he is actually referring to, because he served as a house staff intern and all that in rural areas and all that. Now you are a DM and you are free at 34. Government has no hold on you because you have served the bond period of 3 years, and at the age of, let us assume, 35, you can start your journey. Okay, this is the time when you start your journey, and again you can join after this achievement private hospitals. This time your money is going to go up. You are going to be paid 70,000, maybe 1 lakh. That's why so many people do not join here. They keep this route, and then after doing DM, that is their target. So most of the people go on reading, studying, and at the age of 38 their income really begins. This is the huge route, means 90% student will go this route, and at the age of 38 his income really starts well. Now the fact is, most of the times I talk to my students and guardians, I try to apprise them so that they do not fall into the pitfalls. This is the time when marketing becomes paramount. Say after 10 years after 10 years, and you are working as a DM doctor, after 10 years, someone is still earning 1 lakh, someone is earning 50 lakhs. You will find this thing happen in your career. Why? Both the boys and girls came together. They, during this 10 years period, one has shot to become very successful, another is still dwindling and toiling in this, dependent on the salary. This is the dependence on salary, but he has made his mark in the field. How? By marketing. Remember, this marketing is very important for a doctor. How can he do the marketing? Let us imagine you know English well, your communication is very fluent, and you come online TV, you come on OTT platforms, and you talk, you provide your lectures on certain diseases and all, due to good communication. Now remember, if you speak in vernacular, your clients, which are the patients actually, are going to be from the lower end of the society, and if you speak in English, obviously they are going to be from the upper echelon of the society. Quite seemingly understood that people belonging to upper echelon of the society are often good at English. So those people, again, my experience, 40 years experience of teaching many students, I have come to know people from the background of ISE, Cambridge University, which is called IGCSE University, often can reach here because of their communication. What advantage do they get? I'm talking about the 10 years time. They publish their dissertations very effectively in the journals. These are world journals. These are world journals. Don't forget. It is seen, it is read by the fraternity, by the doctor fraternity, world class. Your dissertation means your personal and very much research oriented findings and all. As many as you publish, you will come to the focus of the business community. Doctor is simply an employee. He is only an element to inject money. Who are running behind this? Pharmaceuticals, hospital chains. Hospital chains controlling as much as 60,000, 1 lakh crores. Pharmaceuticals having 2 lakh, 3 lakh crores of market value. They are at the backdrop. When you come to their notice and publish it, they will start communicating with you. They will come to you, they will say, sir, we have a seminar in Australia, Melbourne. Will you please come? We will provide you all the expenses plus this much Y amount of money. In this way, you will not only get the money, you will be attending the seminars and all, your name will shoot up. Often we hear very good doctors, whenever we are in dire situation, we have a serious health problem, we often talk to people and people will say, go to X doctor. This X doctor is actually the person who has been able to do the best marketing here, and therefore he is talking to most of other doctors, attending seminars. All the pharmaceuticals and hospital chains are promoting him, and his income is no longer this one, it becomes in CRs, in crores. But not all the people from here will come to this. Maybe thousands will start, one will reach here. Very few. So the journey is very arduous. Remember, you have to study all the way till you are 38. Still you have got very less number in terms of money you are earning, because by now, being a very good student, very studious fellow, your other friends having gone to IIT or some other colleges, having taken the course of law, are earning in crores already. Okay, an advocate, already your friend is earning in crores while he is about 40, or your IIT fellow is already 5 6 CR worth. He is a high net worth individual, HNI, but you are still staggering because you simply studied and served government and all that. All these regulatory matters, because it is full of regulation. Why the income is very less and the money pumping and the labor is too high? It's only because it is highly restricted, regulated. This entire field is highly restricted and regulated. That's why you have to work very hard. It is only when you have good English speaking capability and writing capability, you will be able to do the marketing for yourself. This marketing is called sales or marketing. You highlight yourself, you tell the world, I have arrived, and see how much money you will start earning at the end. But only few people will be able to come here. Those who do not have the background or kind of communication skill or rhetoric will not become that good. All right, so they will still linger more. I must say 99% will linger here, getting very less amount of money, salary dependent. These people become icon in the field of medicine practices. That's all.